Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Jerome Jobe. I'm a senior here at McQuaid Jesuit. I have the honor today to introduce a very special guest that will be speaking for Xavier Day 2022. As you all know or don't, Xavier Day celebrates the patron saint of McQuaid Jesuit, St. Francis Xavier. Xavier was one of the first companions of St. Ignatius of Loyola. He converted thousands of men and women throughout much of Eastern Asia in countries like China, Japan, and India. The crux of Xavier's mission was to spread the gospel and to fight for a more just society. It was his spirit to learn, love, and serve that sowed the seeds of Christianity in the Eastern Hemisphere and what ultimately led to the far and widespread Jesuit network we have today. To celebrate Xavier's spirit of growth and justice, we as Knights are called today to expand our own horizons. Though we unfortunately can't venture to the missions of Japan and China, we are challenged to open our minds to new ideas. We dare to become solutions to problems that harrow our world. One problem in particular that we're going to focus on today is the topic of environmental justice. To further elucidate this topic, we are joined by Ms. Cynthia Yue, who is currently a senior studying international affairs at George Washington University. Ms. Yue is the 10th U.S. Youth Observer to the United Nations. She has also served as a fellow for sustainability and youth deliberation initiatives with the Embassy of France in the United States. Additionally, Ms. Yue has served as an intern within the United States Senate and the United States Small Business Administration. This year, Ms. Yue hopes to continue bridging the gap between the youth and the UN by elevating young people's voices and supporting youth leaders across the United States. So please welcome Ms. Yue to the stage.
Thank you so much, Jerome. I'm going to move it down because I'm really short. All right, and thank y'all so much for having me. And before I begin, can we all just give everyone who made this happen a big round of applause? It's been months in the making. Wow. All right, y'all, so today you're going to hear a lot about me, so I'm going to flip the switch a little bit, and I want to hear a lot about y'all before I begin. So if you can just take out your phones. I know, wild, right? So everyone on your phones, you have a flashlight like this, right? Try it. All right, y'all, so I'm going to say a series of statements, and if it resonates with you, turn on your flashlight. If it doesn't, turn it off. But I just kind of want to get a lay of the land and hear about the things that you care about and kind of hear about y'all. So the first one, we can all do our flashlights off right now. Perfect. I care about the environment. Right, this should be everyone. Fab. All right, next one. Climate change concerns me. All right, got a lot of environmental activists here. I have, or I know somebody who has been affected by extreme weather patterns. All right, a little less, but we still have a lot of people. I am aware of the UN's work to promote sustainability. Okay, it's all right, we're going to talk about that today. I have advocated for an issue that I care about. Hopefully this is everyone. Okay, we've got a lot of advocates in this room. I feel like I belong to a community that prioritizes and respects the environment. Right. Fab, okay. So it's great to learn a little bit about y'all. Thanks for participating in that activity. I'm just going to start a little bit by telling y'all about myself. So I'm Cynthia Yue, and as Jerome said, I serve as the U.S. Youth Observer to the United Nations. And in my role, I serve as the U.S.'s youth representative to the UN and create year-long youth engagement programs to spearhead the UN's work and get y'all engaged and connected to the UN and our world's leaders. In my work, I also work to promote the UN Sustainable Development Goals, aka the UN SDGs, which is the UN's global agenda with a deadline of 2030. With 17 global goals and less than a decade left to achieve them, we are on the home stretch, and it's up to us to carry the torch to make that happen. And that includes for SDGs like SDG 13, climate action, which I know, as we just saw, a lot of y'all really care about. For nearly a decade, I've been a passionate advocate for human rights and sustainability, and it's been a passion of mine ever since I was young. My grandfather was the oldest of 6 children in a country torn by war, poverty, and hunger, and environmental issues only exacerbated the things that impacted him. By the time he turned 13, he had watched as all of his younger siblings passed away from preventable causes. And just 2 generations later, here in the United States, my older sister passed away at a young age from preventable causes as well. And so I knew early on that I wanted to dedicate my life to ensuring that the tragedies that hit my family never replicated themselves to anyone, anywhere, anytime. And that's something that we can all play a part of as well. Nelson Mandela once said that the students of today are the leaders of tomorrow. But I completely disagree. In my 8 years of working as a UN advocate, I've seen that the students of today are leading today and still leading tomorrow as well. When I started out at UNICEF and UNICEF USA, it's the UN's agency that focuses on children and child-facing issues. I got to work with people like Greta Thunberg and Alexandria Villaseñor to focus on advocating for environmental and climate justice around the world. I've seen over the years how this issue is only getting more prominent. In my current role as the youth observer, I began my term by conducting a national listening tour when I personally listened to about 1,000 young people in the span of 2 weeks. And this is what I learned. First, our generation is alarmed. I've listened to stories of students who are experiencing the real-life consequences of climate change, something that many of y'all told me today is something that's impacting y'all or y'all's families and friends. A college sophomore whose home is 3 feet underwater as a result of a flood that was far worse than expected. A girl who joined the conversation in a car because she was fleeing a hurricane. A high school student who looked out the window one day and saw a wildfire, and then looked out the window the next day and saw a snowstorm. I heard stories of young people whose lives have been uprooted due to the climate crisis. We didn't choose the world we inherited, but we can choose the world that we leave behind. And that is why our collective action and activism on SDG 13, climate action, is increasingly important each and every day. In recent years, greenhouse gas emissions have attacked millions of people from around the globe, including right here at home. On a community scale, as our world's youngest advocates, our generation can lead the charge for change. What makes Generation Z so unique in our ability to serve as leaders for the greatest issues impacting us really is our status as young people. And the research backs this up. Experts have found that young people have an unprecedented ability to serve as advocates for change because of 3 key reasons: their capacity to serve as influential change makers, their ability to reach communities beyond the political sphere, and their powerful influence over their peers. So first, starting with capacity. Young people comprise about 1/4 to 1/3 of the world's population. And to put that into perspective, that is more than the entire populations of the United States and China combined. And therefore, we have an extraordinary potential to influence people unlike we've ever been able to before. Researchers at Harvard University have noted that in the past 20 years, young people have led the largest campaigns for global movements, including the climate and environmental justice movement. And second, outreach. As noted by MIT professors, especially young people, especially young immigrants, often have direct ties to social issues around the globe. And when people feel connected, they're more likely to lead the charge for change and change not only laws, but also minds. And that sits at the heart of every great movement. And then finally, our powerful influence over our peers. In 2019, as a UNICEF ambassador to the UN General Assembly, I worked with UNICEF and the European Union to launch the Real Challenge social media campaign, where we ask students just like y'all to create videos and campaigns on the greatest challenges facing women and children. This resulted in over 450 million engagements across over 50 countries, and the European Parliament recognized it as the first child rights campaign made in a language people all over the world actually understand: youth communicating with youth. Simply put, we are the best equipped to lead the charge for change, and we can start right here within our own generation. Oftentimes, the issue is not the system we need to fight, but the fight we need in our system. Our generation is using our capacity, our outreach, and our influence to create an unprecedented movement for climate and environmental action. And it doesn't take millions to build a movement. When we think of people like Greta, who is just about the same age as all of us, she didn't start with millions of followers or millions of dollars or even a giant funding machine backing her or any fame at all. Greta didn't start with anything. All she had in the beginning was her voice, and she used it. We didn't choose the world we inherited, but we can choose the world that we leave behind. Let's make tomorrow better than today. Thank you. Okay. Now, y'all, it is my honor to introduce our next person. He needs no intro, but I'm going to read off just a little bit about him. A.Y. Young is a producer, singer, songwriter, and entrepreneur who powers his performances using renewable energy. While touring the USA, A.Y. learned that over 1 billion people lack access to electricity. So A.Y. began powering concerts using renewable energy, raising awareness about sustainability and fundraising to bring people electricity. Thus, the Battery Tour was born and has plugged 17 countries to date. A.Y. landed on the X Factor TV show in 2012 and received 4 yeses. Inspired, A.Y. hit the streets and began performing his original music, garnering a grassroots following, and has played with artists like Wiz Khalifa, Shaggy, T-Pain, Flo Rida, Aaron Carter, and Billie Eilish, so people we've never heard of, obviously. He was recently named a UN Youth Leader for SDGs and performed at President Biden's inauguration. So everybody lights up for A.Y., and we're going to watch a quick video first. Woo!
Where did this come from, or why are you doing what you're doing? Like, why are you trying to change the world or bring the world together? I watched my dad change the neighborhood block by block.
Police say a Kansas City couple has reshaped community policing. They have closed more than 700.
I came from a family of people that spent their life powering change.
He's making a name for himself in the music industry and for his commitment to renewable energy.
His name is A.Y. He's one of 17 youth leaders chosen by United Nations.
A.Y. Young will perform at an inauguration ball for Biden.
A.Y. Young is a name you might want to remember because it's a name some of the biggest stars already know.
I really see my parents in what I'm doing.
Our world is challenged like never before.
All 193 United Nations member states affirm what are known as the UN Sustainable Development Goals.
I get a call from the United Nations. They're telling me about these 17 goals and how they're picking me to be the leader of the youth of America.
I'm here to listen. Don't ask me questions. Tell me what to do. Give me ideas.
My mission is to kind of break down these silos, these barriers, and build bridges to power collective action by bringing everyone together.
It's going to be incredible. My work plan's in 3 different phases. I'm going to make an album powered 100% by renewable energy.
Right now, A.Y. Young is working on an album based on the 17 United Nations goals. Major stars like Tech-9 and Billie Eilish will collaborate.
I think it's special when you can come to my house and eat. Because we go way back.
When I was in Honduras, it's so crazy. I'm going from village to village, place to bring concerts, to bring people renewable energy.
Yo, I'm AY with the battery tool. We're here in Honduras. It's beautiful.
The people are so genuine, they're so friendly, but it's also a place where like you could be killed in a second.
It's become known as the murder capital of the world.
There are 700 million people that are still living in poverty.
The whole premise of your music is about collaboration
100%.
and about getting excited. It's about going across the finish line.
I don't think anyone can disagree that everyone needs to have access to energy, water, food. My belief is that everyone in the world, we're all these outlets for change.
That video's so cool.
When I say A, y'all say Y. A? A? When I say B, y'all say outlet B? B? Guys, what's up, man? Hi, how you doing? We're all outlets. We're plugged into each other. Yeah. Yo. Yo, guys, I think change comes from passion. You know what I'm saying? And I think in life we should like literally be doing what we love to do every day. You know what I'm saying? Like seriously. But and really the journey of my life is really just trying to do what I love to do every day, doing what I'm passionate about, which is what I call, you know, an outlet. That's what an outlet for change is. And I think in general, as a world, as humans, right, on the local level, on the community level, on the global level, if we're plugged into each other, you know, like we can do anything. You know what I'm saying? Yo, turn next to your brother and be like, I love you, bro. I love you. Now, you know, you see. Now we gotta spread more love in the world, though. You know what I'm saying? You can just shake his hand or something. You know what I'm saying? We got some ladies here. Hello, Cynthia. You killed it. Make some noise for Cynthia one time, though. Yo, so I say this all the time, though. In order to know your passion, you know what I'm saying? Like, in order to really be able to do that every day, you know what I'm saying? You gotta know your why. You know what I'm saying? Does anybody know what their why is? Their why, like, why? Nobody? Cool, this is gonna be a good day. God damn. Okay, wait, this guy over here. Dude, what's your why? Like, what drives you? You know what I'm saying? The why is like what drives you. Oh, it's this dude way over here? Dad, scream it out, bro. He out here looking like the Fresh Prince, you know. I'm just playing. That's a joke. Y'all didn't see the Oscars with this and shit?
Tell me your name, bro. My name is Samuel Puttycomb, freshman. I would say my why is probably for my mom and all my friends. Like, my mom's always been my rock, you know what I'm saying? And just like having people around you to support what you're doing, that's my why.
Yeah, super guy. Oh, shoot. All right, bro. See, his why is his family, and that's part of my why too. But I feel like everyone in the world is like my family. You know what I'm saying? And I'm also like driven by like trying to change the world. I used to play basketball. Do we have any hoopers in here? What up? Yo, but here's the thing about living your life for passion is it takes work. See, I believe in like, have you guys heard of 10,000 hours? Mastering something. See, when I actually make some noise for the hoopers. Where are the hoopers at? What up? Anybody trying to go D1? Anybody trying to make it to the league? What's up, cuz? What's up, cuz? Yeah, so I'm talking to you too. So yeah, I mean, I played Division I basketball, you know, and but partly what got me there was putting in the work. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can have a passion, you can know what your why is, but if you don't put the work in, if you don't put the 10,000 hours in, you know what I mean? It's not gonna happen. I used to wake up, in the morning every day around 5 or so, and I would shoot 500 shots in the morning. And then at night, after practice, I would shoot another 500 shots. repetition, putting in time and work, right, to make the passion happen. You know, so many people, you know, nowadays be like, AY, how did you do it, man? Did you set out to be a young leader? You know what I'm saying? Or like, how did you go on tour with Wiz Khalifa and all this stuff? But like when I started the Battery Tour, which is, you know, this renewable energy concert, like I started doing 8 to 10 hour shows from the jump. Because like, yo, if you work at like McDonald's or Wendy's, you can't just be like, 30 minutes set, I'm out, peace out, bro. You know what I'm saying? You can't just work at McDonald's, but you know, you gotta work a minimum 4-hour shifts, right? Like, you know what I'm doing? So for me, you know, when I was doing the concerts, I was like, okay, I'm gonna do 8 hours because that's a full-time job. And that's what I've been doing for 10 years. That's how much time and work it takes, right? You know, whether, you know, I used to follow a lot of, you know, the late, great Kobe Bryant, you know, his methods, you know what I'm saying, to getting it done, and it takes work. So, you know, one of the things what I want to tell you guys is, you know, once you discover that why, you know, it's funny, I'll say a couple more things, and then, like, I know we're going to do a Q&A and stuff like that. But, like, I go all over the world, and I talk to people, and some people will be like, AY, I want to be an artist. You know what I'm saying? Or I want to be a rapper. Any rappers? Singers? Oh, what's up, cuz? What's his name? Are you really trying to do music? Anybody got some bars, though? Hey, does he got some bars? You got some bars? What's up? Hey, spit something. Really quick, we gotta hurry up. We ain't got a lot of time. This is your shot, bro.
You guys have heard it already.
But make some noise for Caleb. He was about to spit something one time for the good time. Yeah, but I have people, or people that want to be like social media influencers. Oh, shoot. Y'all keep pointing at people, man. Ain't nobody doing nothing, girl, you know. Will Smith. I'm just playing, guys. Violence is never the answer. I mean, seriously.
So, a lot of people know me, Reggie. I keep it low with AY, chilling with my bro. You know we getting money and you know we chasing poles. I'm sitting on this chair and you know I'm about to go off. Just like my mom told me, make money, get lit. You know me chilling like a villain.
You guys are so silly. Yo, I like you guys. Y'all rock, man. What's up? Make some noise for the Dean. That dude is cool. The Dean. Why was y'all booing him? I was like, what y'all doing? Yo, yeah, I mean, guys, I have a lot I could say, but I think the main thing that I wanted to say is change comes from passion and know your why. I think there's a whole bunch of people out here that want to be a social media influencer, or they want to be a rapper, all these things. But honestly, when they start diving into who they are, you know, what their why is, it's like maybe you don't want to be a social media influencer, you just need attention. Right? Like, bro, I done met people that dive into their stuff and they're like, oh, shoot, like, actually, my dad didn't give me attention when I was a kid. You know what I'm saying? So it's not, because when you get, you know, the likes on the Facebook page and the Instagram and all those things, you know, it might make them feel better. So once you start getting to know yourself, then you say, well, maybe I don't need to be a rapper or a social media influencer. Maybe I need to work on myself here, and maybe this is what I really care about, right? So what I want to challenge you guys is just be thinking about what is your why. It's so funny, and I'll end it with this. Like, one of the things that made me start the Battery Tour is I got off the X Factor, right? And I was trying to like open up like Justin Bieber, or this person or that person. You know, they would come to my city. You know, they'd be coming to the arena down the street, and you know, you'd be trying to open up for them, you know, play for them, you know. And I would be hit with like, well, how many followers do you have? And by the way, I just want to let you guys know, you do not need 1 million followers to make an impact in life. Maybe, clap. Sheesh. I don't have 1 million followers. I don't have 500,000. I don't have 100,000. You know what I'm saying? But I'm still, you know, living my dream and working with some of the biggest artists in the world. You know, I'm working with The Weeknd. You know, you could say he's great, right? But I don't have 50,000 followers. And you know, and people used to say, they would be like, well, how many tickets has your last tour sold out? You know, and I hadn't toured yet. You know, I was like, none, bro. That's why I'm hitting you up to open up for this guy. You know, yo, but that was like the first time I was hit with adversity, which you guys, after you leave this school, after you graduate college, just in life in general, you're gonna always get hit with adversity. People trying to tell you no. Well, that can't be done. What are you talking about? Are you gonna do a concert? How are you gonna do it? You know, and I figured out, I obsessed over energy. Like, how can I do a concert anywhere? Because I'm not going to sit here and let somebody tell me when I can do what I love to do, right? Yeah, you can't be on that stage. We don't know you. Like, I wasn't going to go for that. So I want to challenge you guys, to not take no for an answer, right? To always find a way, use YouTube and Google, you know what I'm saying? Because that's how, you know, you be finding stuff. You don't need a bunch of followers to make it happen. Change comes from passion. Oh!
And now, coming to the stage, a beautiful woman among boys.
There's so many guys right now. We got a few women in the back. Hello. I'ma buy you a jet. That's a T-Pain reference. Can you guys copy me? I'm about to bring you on. Can you copy me? Say, whoo. This is before the pandemic. Say, whoo. You guys remember this? We're gonna bring Cynthia on the stage one time for the good time. Sing it. Ooh, go. I got a feeling. Who knows it? Good night. That tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good night. Oh, I'm feeling. Oh, that tonight's gonna be a good night. Hold on, guys. That tonight's gonna be a good night. Hey, that tonight's gonna be a good night. Oh, I'm feeling. Oh, that tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good night. Who else knows it? Who else knows it? Who else knows it? Come here, bro. A good night. Tonight. Let's live it up. I got my money. That tonight's gonna. Oh shoot! I got a little ahead of myself. That tonight's gonna be. 1, 2, 3. Let's get it. Tonight's enough. Let's live it up. Let's live it up. I got my money. Let's live it up. Let's spin it up. Oh, that's so. I know I forgot the words too. Let's get it on it. I know that we'll have a ball. Make some noise for these guys one time with a good time. Oh. Yo, okay, guys. So we're gonna do a Q&A, and then I might do a couple of songs if y'all want me to perform or something. Yo, but let's open it up. We got Cynthia here. What's cracking? Unless you want to talk a little bit more. It seemed like they got stuff to say.
No, let's take it. Let's go.
Let's go. Questions, guys.
All right, we got one in the back.
Oh, shoot. We might need a mic. Oh, how long did I play D1? So this is for me. Okay. I played 2 years. 2 years. And I quit the second year. And I know it sounds crazy, you know, but when I figured out what I wanted to do, you know what I'm saying, which was really late for me, I was like, I think I'm like 18, 19, I really knew like, okay, music is how, like, it's a universal language. You know what I'm saying? Like, this could be how I could change the world. I literally quit like the next day. You know, everything, school, all that. But, by the way, don't just quit school because you're like, Mom, I want to be a singer, you know, or whatever. I did a lot of work too, you know what I'm saying? Like I put together the passive revenue, like an entrepreneur. I figured out how do you make money? What kind of time do you need to put in? Maybe it's a 5-year situation with this many hours to get here before I make my first dollar, right? Like this is essentially a hobby first. And then it could turn to a part-time job, whatever. All that stuff still didn't make my mom and dad happy. They were pissed off, but hey, that's what I did.
Okay, you can hold on.
Okay. Hello. Over here. Hey. My name's Kendall Burno. I'm a senior here. I got 2 questions, but I'm gonna ask them one at a time. My first question is, so social media it pertains to social media. One thing about social media is that it actually gives off a lot of stuff like carbon emissions. I saw this one statistic where it said it gives off, it's responsible for about 3 to 5% of all carbon emissions in the environment right now. So my question is, isn't it sort of hypocritical using social media to fight against, you know, carbon emissions and stuff like that? Isn't it sort of like using a gun to preach about nonviolence, you know?
Yeah. No. Hey, I love it. Can we give him a round of applause? That was, yeah. Woo. I just want to first say that I love that you called us out for that, because that means that you are a strong advocate. Advocates are the people who aren't afraid to call people out. They aren't afraid to speak for change, and I love that you brought that up. So thank you. Can we give another round of applause to him? Woo! So I think the answer to that is kind of multi-layered. So yes, it is definitely a bit hypocritical, and I think it really touches upon what AY was talking about, which is you can't do things just because you want attention. You have to have a purpose for what you're doing. So when you go onto social media, yes, social media contributes to carbon emissions, but it also gives us the capacity to create movements and to reach millions of people and to really show people what's going on. We've had unprecedented levels of wildfires here in the United States and unprecedented levels of hurricanes and extreme weather patterns. These are things that decades ago people wouldn't have been able to see around the world unless we had social media to broadcast what's going on. So yes, it contributes to carbon emissions, but also if you are using your presence to teach people about what's going on, to show them what's happening around the world, and to advocate for people to pursue cleaner methods. Another thing is that, yes, it contributes to carbon emissions, but if we shift towards clean energy, if we change the system, it's not going to be bad for the environment. And we can use social media to advocate for the adoption of clean energy practices and clean energy systems. So I don't think that it's necessarily mutually exclusive. It can, in many ways, create a larger systemic change as long as we are using what we're doing to make a big impact and create a better world.
We got this dude running all over the place. Sorry, bro.
Thanks, Coach.
Is it clean?
Hello. Can they hear me?
Oh, no, it's a microphone. They can't hear it.
My question would be for the both of you, actually. What would be your next plan of change to do something big in the world? Like, what's your next thing that you're planning on doing for the both of you guys?
Okay. All right. Well, at least for me, I have always said that a title is just a few words on a piece of paper. It literally means absolutely nothing. What actually means something is what you do with yourself and your capabilities to amplify the issues that matter the most. So my term as the U.S. Youth Observer to the United Nations actually ends this August, so just in about 4 months. But that doesn't mean that I'm going to stop making changes. Really, Youth Observer, like I said, it's just a blank title. It means absolutely nothing. What actually makes an impact is what I'm doing every single day to engage with young people and to create a larger movement in pursuit of the global goals. So I'm going to continue serving as a grassroots advocate. I'm going to continue working with UNICEF and the UNA USA and the UN agencies to amplify issues related to the UN SDGs. And that's something that I don't need to be the Youth Observer to do. And it's something that every single person in this room can continue to do as well. You're as young people in the United States are Youth Observers as well. You can advocate for the issues that matter, and you can observe what's going on in the UN and bring it back to your communities to implement changes. So in that sense, I'm going to continue serving as an advocate. I'm also going to get my master's so that I can study public policy. So really want to make a change on the government level. Thank you. Thank you. So yeah, I'm a very big policy geek, so I want to make a change from the systemic level and from the government standpoint. But I'll pass it off to AY because he's got bigger, greater plans with Project 17.
Now we all do. You doing some good stuff. She getting that master's though, you know. Yo, yeah, I'm gonna answer both of y'all's questions at the same time. So yeah, that, you know the thing about Project 17 that you heard, right? Like, and if you saw, I don't know if you guys know what the goals are, the 17 SDGs or whatever. Nah. All right, y'all don't have to know right now. It's all good, bro. But maybe like when you leave, just check it out. Like, so when you like Google like global goals, like there's these 17 things, right? That the UN, all the countries are like, hey, we have to do this by 2030. It's like stuff like goal 2 is about no hunger. Like everyone needs to have food. You know what I'm saying? Like there's like a gender equality goal. There's like reduce inequality. Like all these different goals, right? Like, you know, we have to take care of our life on land. You know, trees and animals and stuff. So what I'm doing is I'm making one song for each goal. You know what I'm saying? But each song with a major artist. Like my whole life, I've been doing a concert and then getting people access to energy, right? With the kind of like raising money through the show, you know, to build that box that y'all saw. You know what I'm saying? And send that to someone who needs it, because there's like 1 billion people who don't have energy. So I call it like, I guess like music for impact, basically. You know what I'm saying? Like one, you know. So that's the same thing I'm doing. Just with Project 17, it's 17 different areas, and I'm working with like the biggest artists in the world, but they're plugged into what they're passionate about, right? So when I sat down with Billie Eilish's team or Tech9 or The Head and the Heart, who's on the album, the project, and I'll do the song today that I'm trying to add Paul McCartney on, it was like, yo, you're an outlet, bro. Like, what do you care about? Like, and then that's what they sing about, right? Okay, power this change. You're an outlet, sing, you know, and then take an action, right? Those are the 2 things I asked the outlet to do, is like power, support change, and take an action. So I'm really here to get the whole world plugged in, whether it's a company, a corporation, an artist, or whatever, to do those 2 things, to take one step. And to answer your question, bro, like when you was talking about like, you know, what about social media and stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I hear about that too. You know, at the end of the day, guys, the system's getting redesigned. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, everything is changing. We are the next generation. We're the paradigm shift. And to me, it's all about taking one step. Like, there's people all over America, kids in high school, college, whatever, they be meeting me, talking to me like, yo, man, I don't know what to do. What can I do? You know what I'm saying? And I always say, take one step. I got people saying, all right, man, I'm going to go to prom and I'm going to carpool. You know what I'm saying? That's a step, bro. You know, I got kids in elementary school doing one little thing. I'm going to plant a tree. Boom. You know, but when I sat down with Coca-Cola, or when I sat down with Samsung, it was like, okay, what are y'all going to do? I expect a lot more out of them, right? Or a lot more out of maybe a Billie Eilish. But it's like, at the end of the day, I'm here to get the world plugged in, to get everybody to take one step. One step. That's how you get success, guys. By the way, it's every single day in the gym, right, my dude? Shooting in the gym every day, bro. For years. That's how you take a step every day. Next question. Hit it, bro. You can scream it out, too. Yeah, and I've heard some. You want me to take that? You want to take that? Nuclear energy. Here, let's let you go. Let's hear what you think.
All right. So, I'm going to preface this by saying that I am not a scientist by training, so like in full transparency, I don't know too much about the mechanisms of nuclear energy beyond like the preliminary understanding. So what I can say is that just in general for clean energy, that's something that we need to shift towards. It doesn't necessarily have to be nuclear energy. There are other ways that we can achieve clean and renewable energy by 2030. And I'm an advocate for clean energy, period. And so that would be like my personal stance. And in terms of what we can do, what we should do with clean or nuclear waste, that's a really big systemic question, and it's something that the government's been trying to deal with for decades. And again, not giving a stance, but just some more food for thought on that is, in the past, we used to store it in the mountains, and then we found out that it wasn't necessarily good, and it was leaking, and it was contributing to a lot of environmental degradation. So with a lot of things like clean energy, there are pros and cons, and that includes nuclear energy, but also other sources like hydroelectric and solar panels. I mean, solar panels are great for the earth, but you have to replace them every few decades, and to mine the resources to create solar panels also takes a lot on the earth too. So as a person who doesn't have a strong background in STEM, I can't necessarily say which type is the best. There are pros and cons to every single one, but I can say that overall clean energy is a net good, and there are ways that we can achieve a better, more sustainable future through looking at our different clean energy options.
We got one over here.
Thank you. Also, how we doing on time, Christian? You know, just let us know. One more question, yeah, 1 or 2 more. You know, go ahead, bro.
All right, so I'm Josh. I'm a 9th grader here, and I have a question for AY specifically. Who would you say your artist inspirations are?
Oh shoot, it's all over the place. I don't know, man. It's a lot. Like, I mean, I'll say this. I obsess over the people that are behind the artists. You know, like when you hear a song from a Britney Spears or some of these artists, it's like the guy named Max Martin wrote it. This guy named Ryan Tedder made the song Halo for Beyonce. So people like that. And of course, I love producers in general, like the Pharrells of the world and the Kanyes. You know, he'd be on some other stuff right now. But, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, I'm really into Coldplay, Lumineers, Mumford & Sons, heading like stuff like that right now. It's just a lot of music, man, just everything. You know, Michael Jackson, all those, like, legends, you know. Yup, Prince, heck yeah. Maybe just one more, right? Just one more, you know, just one more question, you know. Just one more, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so what kind of scientific personality you guys
Mr. Battery Authority, you want to start?
Yeah. Nobody. I'll be clearly honest with you, bro. I'm figuring this out day by day. That box you saw, I made it. Use a little Google, a little YouTube. Actually, the scientist is called the YouTube University. That's what I go to. That would be me on everything. You guys should try it too. It's really good, honestly. Google has like a lot of answers, but you got to be careful with the search because algorithm and all that stuff. All right, go ahead.
Right. On a day-to-day basis, I don't interact with scientists too much because most of my work is on the delegate side and on the government, that kind of stuff side. However, scientific buy-in is extraordinarily important, and especially for environmental issues, we take what scientists tell us and then we spread the news and spread the word about what's going on. So the IPCC, the Intergovernment Panel on Climate Change, every so often they release a report on climate science and they show us the numbers. They show us the science and the research that backs up what's going on and what's contributing to climate change. And we use things that scientists tell us about. 99% of the world scientists agree on these kinds of things. And we use it to make decisions about negotiations and on resolutions and things that are happening in the United Nations. And we really spread the word at a grassroots level so that people understand what's going on our planet. On the flip side, there are things stemming from the US government and the United Nations that are working to empower scientists and entrepreneurs who dedicate their lives in the STEM field to addressing the UN Sustainable Development Goals that relate to the environment. So when we think of people who are creating clean energy technologies, or people who are using STEM, like space technology and space information, to create technologies that are addressing climate change, for example. The US government and the UN both provide funding and support to these entrepreneurs and scientists to make a big impact. So in that sense, a lot of it is support and spreading the word about what STEM scientists are doing.
Hey guys, make some noise for Cynthia one time for the good time. Shake your hand. Actually, you know, I'm gonna do the fist bump because it's still kind of a pandemic, you know what I'm saying? This is my song saying, hey guys, what's up? What's up? It's about saying hey to you guys. Hey, when I was 16, I never make it like the rappers on the TV screen. It was a dream, now I'm 19, and my little boy's about to meet the world. Depending, and all my doubters can stack up to odds. Dreaming when I'm greatness personified, I've been through the heinous, rigorous, greatness, the city needs a savior. Hey, hey. Make some noise, you guys with me? Oh, we got the old sound system to crank out some today. Guys, it's about being yourself, saying hey to who you are. You guys good? You guys good? What's up? I'm coming back to you. We can turn into a concert, hey. So I say hey, way to the world. This is my day. Something like DK, in my way. This is my time. I'ma shine, circle. I say hey, way to the world. This is my day. Something like the radio, and I'ma play. With my dancing though, one time for a good time. Make some noise, guys. How y'all doing? Hey, you guys can stand up. You guys can stand up. You know, we just getting a little loose. This is the sound. I'ma keep this music moving, regardless of your rudeness, your clueless, losers, and the you love. You ain't taking what you got, bro. Guys, make some noise for your dean one time for bringing this together, and Christian the sound man. What's up, bro? We made it work. We tried, dude. We tried. Like, can you guys hear me in the back all right? Is it jamming enough for you guys? Hey, so I say hey, way to the world. This is my day. Something like DK happened my way. This is my time. I'ma shine. So I say hey, way to the world. This is my day. They gotta stay in their roles though, right? Oh shit, that's crazy. All my niggas good now. You guys ready? Can I try another song? One more. This is gonna be a real preview. I'm gonna do Goal 17 from Project 17. This has the head and the heart. All right, I'm trying to add Paul McCartney. I hope you guys can hear. Is the volume good? Are we okay on the side? You know, maybe a little higher. You know, maybe I'm gonna do the best I can though. All right, this is called We Can Change the World with the head and the heart. I'm trying to add Paul McCartney by the end of the year, guys. Do is say 4 words, okay? Just say, we can change the world. You ready? Say, we can change the world. That's good. Sing it out. Go, we can change the world. Now we're coming together. So we got to come together now. Right? We got to come together now. Hey. See, I don't like it anymore. Tell your brother I love you, bro. So it's about time, be humble and realize that we are one and the same. How you doing, sir? Hey. Hey, brighter days come ahead when we come together. together. Put your best foot forward, go and make an effort. They call me AY. I spoke to Akon, Marvin Gaye, we in the grapevine. Let's have a great time. Yeah, influence great minds. I'm trying to make my version. Oh, we got the camera. You guys ready? They always take the right away. Leave the bell and make it go. We can change the world. Sing it out right now. Hey, say we can change the world. Everybody say we can change the world. So we got to come together now. We got to go. This is awesome, guys. Right? We learned about being ourselves, being an outlet for change, spread love, right? Oh, we got the cell phone. McQuaid. We got to go together through the wind and stormy weather. Oh, we've got to come together. We will rock you. For you guys, not for me. What's up? We will rock you. This is the song Save the Planet. I did this for the President of the United States. But try it out with you guys right here. Last one. Hey, save the planet. We gon' save the planet. Everybody looking at me like I'm from another planet. Woo! Save the planet. We gon' save the planet. Everybody looking at me like I'm from another planet. Yeah. Save the planet. You gon' save the planet. What's up, man? Oh! Guys, this is it. The last one. We'll come together right here. They acting like we from another planet, Mars. They say climate change ain't a thing. What you talking about? What you know about that? What's your carbon offset? Facts, we just wanna act, we ain't sick. Solar power, winning solar power. Everybody need the energy, let's store it up and power the world. Recycle, we need more recycle, but they acting like some followers on Instagram and Twitter. Woo! Tick tock, don't let the ball drop, the clock starts now. Guys, we gotta come together to make this happen. So tick tock, don't let the ball drop, the clock starts now. The game starts now. Tick tock. Okay, you guys singing together, y'all ready? With the sound, you know, it's just been a while since the system was out, so we gonna do it together. Here we go, just say the planet, here we go. Say the planet, we gon' say the planet. Everybody looking at me like I'm from another. Woo! Say the planet, go! Oh! Now they know it's in your head. Say the planet, we gon' say the planet. Everybody looking at you like I'm from another planet. Yeah. Say the planet, what? We gon' say the planet. Everybody looking at you like here we go, guys. In the back, go! Say the planet, we gon' say the planet. Everybody looking at you like I'm from another planet. Yeah. Say the planet, you gon' say the planet. Oh, you can't forget about the ocean, guys. The ocean is alive. Keep the plastic out. The ocean is alive. Keep the plastic out. Guys, it's been so good with you guys today. The ocean I was wondering how it was gonna go. Hey man, I'm AY. The ocean is alive. Last one, this is a good one. You guys know it, right? Hey. Hey, say the planet, we gon' say the planet. Everybody looking at me like I'm from another planet. Yeah, say the planet. Oh, yeah, say the planet. We gon' say the planet. If we come together, maybe, baby, we can say the planet. Yeah, make some noise.